gig we did, or I did, on Broadway that could have been a disaster.
Hey kids, this is David Parks, and welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll Road Stories that you've never heard. Talking to my girlfriend a few weeks ago about her son's crazy basketball schedule reminded me of this story. So I reached out to my good buddy Jared Wilson to help me tell this story and remember it correctly. So for those of you that don't know about Broadway culture, not that Broadway, this Broadway, Nashville, Tennessee Broadway. Anybody that's been down there knows that it's a strip of clubs and venues with music going on 24/7, it seems like. Every venue on Broadway in Nashville has multiple stages now. Some on top floor, some on rooftop, some on in the back, some in the front, some middle. And bands in Nashville aren't really bands. A lot of the times people come up to us after a shift. Hey, you guys are really great. How long you been together? We got here about 2 o'clock. Hey, what's your bass player's name? I don't know. Hold on, let me check. Hey man, what's your name? I don't know him. I just met him. So it's very often in the Broadway culture musician scene that you can get a call at 2 o'clock to play a gig at 2:30. It was one of those weeks where my phone was ringing off the hook to play on Broadway. A lot of musicians were going home for Christmas or whatnot. They needed a sub, so I would sub one gig. And on that gig, I would get a phone call for a second. One night, this particular night, I was walking back to my truck after a double. I played a 2 to 6, I believe, and then a 6 to 10 at two different venues, two different bands. I was tired. I was on my way to the parking garage, and my phone dinged. Not another one. It's a good problem to have, but I was tired and I wanted to go home. We're at Tootsie's back room. Can you come fill this? And I really did not want to do it. I wanted to go to sleep. And I turned around and headed back to the gig. I get to the back room at Tootsie's and I see a band playing with no drummer. Their drummer had called a sub, but the sub didn't show up. I got the drums set up, got ready to play while they played a few acoustic songs. We played, the night went great, I got paid, was going home. Well, I posted about the gig that night, and then I got a message from my good buddy Jared Wilson. Hey, did you play Tootsie's back room last night? I said, yeah. And he goes, well, call me because I got a story. So I called him, and this is what he told me.
Jared Wilson here. I met David when I was playing with Aaron Tippin. He was with Low Cash Cowboys. We met at the Grand Ole Opry and hit it off and been friends and whatnot. When I finally decided to move to town about three and a half years ago, I'd never played Tootsie's. I'd never been in the building. I'd played some other places. So I got a call to sub at Tootsie's. And I'm new to town, but he needed me to sub Tootsie's back room. I knew they had the front part. I didn't know what the back part was. It turns out there's actually 3 parts to it. There's the front room, the back room, and as I later found out, it's not the back room, the rooftop. But he told me, he said, yeah, it's this date, this time, just go around to the back of Tootsie's in the alley there, and there it is. I'm looking around, and they have this partition, a big garage door looking thing inside. I didn't see a drum set, I didn't see microphones, there was nobody. That is apparently the backstage. The doorman, and I said, is this the Tootsie's back room? And he says, yeah, just staring at his phone like this. And I said, I look around and I go, up them stairs? He goes, yep. So I lugged my stuff upstairs. The singer for the night was like, "Oh, great, our drummer's here. This is going to be awesome. What's your name?" And we, did all that. And I started getting set up. I get a text from the guy that I was subbing for, and he says, "Hey, the guys are looking for you. Are you there?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm here getting set up." Never got another text. I get set up. No other drummer shows up for that gig upstairs. I thought nothing of it. She, apparently she didn't know who the drummer was going to be. Didn't know who the band I was playing with was going to be. Wasn't told. I ended up playing the gig. That evening, I get home and I'm scrolling through Facebook as I'm laying in bed about to fall asleep, and I see that David had posted on Facebook. I think it read, "Well, my double turned into a triple. I just finished playing Tootsie's background." And I'm like, wait a minute. I played Tootsie's background. Or maybe I didn't. So next morning I hit him up, and sure enough, he had been walking to the parking garage, and I hadn't shown up to the gig that I was supposed to be at. I showed up to another gig.
So as you can see how confusing things can get. He gets called for a gig, doesn't understand where it's at. The bouncer sends him to the wrong stage. That drummer didn't show up, which who knows where he was or who he is. He thinks he's on the right gig. I'm filling in for somebody I didn't know was supposed to be there who was actually upstairs. Isn't that crazy? I mean, wow. What a way to make a living.
Drummer at the wrong gig. Classic.
And another quick shout out to my good buddy Steve Moore, the Mad Drummer. And I don't know why he's angry, but they call him the Mad Drummer. Anyway, go look him up. The drummer at the wrong gig. But then this is the story of literally the drummers at the wrong gigs. It happens.
That's how Broadway is sometimes. We'll have the mix-ups. But it worked out.
So if you're enjoying these stories that I'm sharing from the crazy world of being a professional musician, like, share, go back and look at old episodes on my YouTube page, Facebook, anywhere it's shared. David Parks, Rock and Roll Road Stories that you've never heard. And if I've been on the road with you or on a stage with you and you got a funny story from the past that we can tell, reach out to me. Let's share them. Oh, and by the way, Jared Wilson, nice shirt.